Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm audible now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening to all. Myself is Ananda. We are from the Transport Department, Government of Bihar. I am joined by. Okay. Our presentation is basically about the homecoming in the time of COVID. So the main aim of this, the main okay, the main aim of our project is to bring our stranded laborers or stranded workers to the native places to provide them the safe and the seamless transportation. So as you all are aware of the fact that the COVID-19 has become a global challenge. And it is contagious and spreading very quickly. It has created an alarming situation across the country. It not only created the health hazards and economic regression, but it also affected the livelihoods of the different sections of the people, particularly during the lockdown facility. So during that period of time, you must be all the nationals and the international medias as are beaming with the horrific stories about the poor migrant workers who set to work hundreds and thousands of miles without a proper meal, and many of them are carrying their young children to their voyage towards the home. The day after the Union Home Minister allowed the return of the stranded workers to the native place, the state government and its all machineries began to work on the modalities and the standard operating procedures, the framework, the governance structure, how to bring their people with a providing with the safe transportation. The COVID-19 emergency response team was created by the government of Bihar on March 25, within the 24 hours of the lockdown announcement, with the chief secretary as heading the team. So bringing the migrant laborers back to the labor, they are sorted out. They are basically framed key focus areas, which has divided into 5 parts, like panic situation due to COVID. It has been found that there is a panic situation due to COVID, with fears and the rumors about the disease spreading, infection spreading to new areas, how to provide the surveillance and the screening issues. Further than the availability of the resources to cater the migrants, like, there is the influx of the migrants is huge. Not only it's coming in a huge number from the other states, but how to provide them public transportation to provide the last mile connectivity, and so that we can transport them to their hometown. So you must be aware of that the public transportation due to the lockdown is service down by 90 to 95%, and we are there's inadequate manpower to handle the same. So then the key issue is the train transport scheduling. How do we do the crowd management inside outside the buses? Difficulty in flexible scheduling, because there were 24 hours. The trains are coming in the 24 hour round, so we have to schedule our transport scheduling accordingly. The buses, the trains, all the things. And furthermost, we have to provide the sanitation features and the training of the staff for the physical distancing. The main thing about this focus area was the stakeholder management. So there are around 23 states and UTs where the transport department has been coordinating. So the stakeholder management of the state, the UTs, the railway board is concerned, the public transportation arm of the transport department like BSRTC, private bus operators, the other departments, the stakeholder management. The further is since it was lockdown, we are fighting with the contagious diseases, and we cannot go on the field to work. So how the digital intervention can come in the place, like 24/7 control room, transport management software, where we can provide these transport facilities, we can monitor the transport facilities, and how we can provide the direct benefit transfer of the private transport. The relief measures to the returning of the migrants is basically formation of crisis monitoring group. The transport department was appointed as a nodal agency to provide transport facility. That includes the flying of the inter-district buses and the interstate trains also to facilitate the movement of the migrants. And further, the most important, providing adequate medical screening and the last mile connectivity. The transport department has to put in the governance structure. They have framed all the standard operating procedure to go in with the entire structure of from starting from the sender states, and ultimately transporting the migrant labor, the workers, or the fellow friends to their home. There is an 11-point starter the transport department has framed out for the standard operating, like the sender state send the estimate of the number of migrants, the people who are willing to go back to the native states, and then the center states request the NOC from the department, from the home state. Further consent was given by the department of flying of the trains between the states. Then it comes how the transport department inform the districts, the district administration, the DT offices of the arrival stations, and making arrangement of the medical arrangement and the buses. Further, the Indian Railways prepares the train schedule based on the consent letter given by the department and other agreed by the sender states and the home state. And it is followed by the sender states share the passenger details with the government of Bihar. Based on the passenger details, we need to sort out which districts passengers belongs to. So initially there were 11. There were only departure station and the arrival points, but at the arrival points there are people who need to disburse to different districts. And at that point of time, providing the public infrastructure, basically for the public transportation, department and other transportation like bus facility, available best bus facility was not toward that level. So in between that point, the department sorted out how we can have the intermediate stoppages of the trains. So department approached the Indian Railways to approve the intermediate stoppages, the additional stoppages apart from the arrival points. After the approval of the Indian Railways Transport Department, then provides a list of additional halts with the districts, district administration, district transport offices, where they can facilitate the passengers deboarding, and also the arrangement of the buses. It also includes the transport department estimates the number of buses that's required at the arrival point, maintaining the social distances. So, because of social distancing, the bus who have capacity of 60 members now can carry only 20 members. That was also taken into consideration. And apart from that, after deboarding, all the passengers are screened based on the screening, based on the medical condition. They were suitably placed to the quarantine centers. On one we do doesn't have the asymptomatic, they were boarded to their homes. So you can see the chart there from May 2nd, to July, first week of July, around 1,556 trains were operated, and it was around 40 for more than 40 destination migrate and transporting around 25.1 lakhs of migrants throughout 23 states. There are also interstate trains that has been run. The 294 number of interstate trains that has been run, with 120 trains running from the borders. It was found that people are coming to the bordering areas like UP and other parts. The people are coming and joining in the bordering parts. From that, we run interstate trains to transfer them to the district, their own hometown district. There were key challenges that are faced by the transport department for migration transportation. One of the key challenges is the limited bus availability, because at that point of time, all the public transportation was down to almost 90%. So we have faced the challenges of limited bus availability, increasing the inflows of migrants to the border, and the less passenger running buses at specific districts. And then we have challenges like passenger manifesto. The non-availability, the trains run from the sender states, but due to non-availability of list, they were partial incomplete list there. So it is difficult to segregate which districts they will be after deboarding at the homestay at Bihar from that arrival station, to which districts they will be diverted. So there are cases that we have delayed receipt of the list. Even if the train runs, when the train is yet to arrive in an hour's time, then we have a receipt of the list. Those are the challenges we find. Then apart from that, we have to do a route mapping based on the mixed passengers, diverse districts. Route mapping is to be done for the train scheduling. Further, we have to coordinate the train schedule. Like there are multiple communication channels. We have to communicate with the railway board. We have to communicate with the center state. There are many cases where trains are coming in the state. In case there are many cases where the trains has been coming through without consent given by the state government. The trains are with less number of stoppages also. And finally, the inconsistent information. There's a mismatch of train running stations. We do not have any idea. We do not. The cases where information was inconsistent, where the train is running, when the train is running, when the train is arrived. Those are there are sudden cancellation of the trains, delayed running of the trains. Those are the things, the key challenges for our project. So the thing is that the entire project is basically divided into three innovative aspects, which it can. But first of things that you may have during the COVID period, there are many states they have converted. Many states which have a smart city, which are running the smart city project. They have converted their ICCC, an integrated control command center, as a war room. And with that integrated command and control center, they were monitoring with the real-time data monitoring using the central database. But thing is that Bihar don't have the luxury of this fully functional command and control system. So we have to innovate to innovate with the tools, with the IT infrastructure tools that we have in hand, to create a integrated command and control center for 24/7 basis. So the transport department was leveraged to the digital connectivity available through the Bihar state, Bihar BISWAN, the Bihar statewide area network. Apart from that, we used the many productivity tools like Microsoft To-Do List, Google Sheet, Power BI dashboards, and also the collaboration tools that is available in the open source platform like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and the Real Presence. The Real Presence is a collaboration platform of the transport of the government of Bihar in association with the BISWAN network and the Orange partner. The transport department is a key epicenter of this transport management. You can see these two parts, divided in two parts. One is the multi-stakeholder representation and coordinate with the multi-stakeholder like state government, other department, Indian Railways, local authorities, district administration. There are almost from 23 different states the people trains arrived in Bihar. So each and every state we have a spoke. And the ultimate core spoke is the transport department. That's one part of the stakeholder representation. Apart from that, the transport department acts as the epicenter for the coordination, the control, like how to provide the safe transportation and all the cost of free transport movement, all the cost and everything associated with the transportation is beared by the transport department or whether it's the government of Bihar. Regarding this multi-stakeholder coordination, there are three parts we can segregate is a multi-stakeholder coordination, like Indian Railways. For the Indian Railways, then the state governments and the districts. For Indian Railways, we coordinate about the train scheduling, addition of halts, running of intercity trains. For the other state governments, like they are giving NOC to train operation, consent for the flying of Shramik trains, sharing of passenger manifesto. And with the district, how it is basically from the arrival point to how the district manager arriving point and the borders and the other railway station. From that, picking up the migrant laborers and placing in the buses and screening them, deboarding them, and finally providing them access towards where they can fly towards their home. The second innovative aspect was the transport department has developed a transport management open source web-based interface transport management system. Because the thing is that there are around 25 lakhs of people are coming towards the train during that 2 months of period, and they arrived in the railway station. But from the railway station, we have to provide them access when they go to their hometown. That access is to be provided only by the public transport like buses. We have the transport department have like their own arm like BSRTs. They have only around 685 buses. They do not have that amount of buses to cater. So we went to the partnership with the public transport operator where they provide the buses, and ultimately this with the public transportation sector we provide the access. But thing is that we need to do the scheduling of the entire 38 districts, because of there we have around 40 arrival points. From that arrival point, the thing is to go to the disburse to their own hometown. So the transport management system web-based interface, it gives us transport demand and supply analysis, how many buses that is to be required. It also gives us the analysis of monitoring the bus movement. It gives a real-time dashboard of which districts lacks the number of buses, where the neighboring district can pitch in and providing with additional supply of the buses. They also provide the facility of online payment, DBT transport of the public transport system, where the private participant in pitching. This is the figure. The figures is basically during that period of time around 7,200 buses were deployed. After that, buses there are around 685 buses, the government buses like the buses that belongs to BSRTC, Bihar State Road Transport. And apart from that, we have around 6,500 buses, which is private buses, which is pitching like on a PPP partnership basis. On that point, around the total in the 2 months of period, around 1,04,000, around 1,05,000 bus trips were made with a maximum 1.5. It may be cases that around 1.8 lakh passengers were handled in a day. That's a peak on a peak time. The thing is that another aspect that transport department pitching that's because it hasn't found that at the beginning only the arrival station was given, the departure station, arrival station. At the arrival station there are passengers. From that arrival station, passenger needs to disburse around it may cases around 15 districts they have to disburse. So it was better thought of process of the transport department if we provide them the intermediate haltage, and also there are cases where the people are coming to the bordering state like UP. From the bordering state, we provide this train services from the border train services, they go to the inter-district services. So around 120 state border trains has been run, and our inter-district was around 174 inter-district train has been run. So total around 294 trains where inter-district trains were run in that period of time, which add as a supplement to our public transportation provided by the buses.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Could you please do the conclusion part because we are running out of time.
Okay. The conclusion is basically safe and the seamless transportation of our Bihari friends who have been placed in the other states and provide them transportation where they come to the hometown. Further, there are few glimpses of the newspaper cutting, and I will love to share you one slide. This slide. We have just won an award from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for a commendable initiative in the category Innovation Transport during the COVID time. And that's our last time. We're happy to take your Q&A.
Jury, any questions?
Yes, I would like to know that migrant workers came from different states, from different districts after a long travel. So would your department was able to transport them up to their villages or up to district or up to blocks?
We provided the last mile connectivity.
Up to their villages only. Okay. Because they were faced with so many problems. Firstly, they have to catch the train, then they have to take the bus, and it was a very long torture for them, rather.
No,
Okay,
the
good.
train is the only mode of transportation for other states.
Yes.
Once the trains arrive in the state of Bihar. Apart from that point of time, it's the entire responsibility of the department of the state to provide them the access, like they provide them the buses to the district level, to the block level. From that block level, if the bus is not there, they provide their autos and other rickshaws, whatever possible way they can go to the villages.
Okay, good effort.
And in
Very
that point of time, everything their departments taken care of. Also cases there we have found that people coming with asymptomatic symptoms, they were transferred to the quarantine center. All the arrival points, they have specific quarantine centers and developed by the department in association with the district administration.
Okay, good work.
Yeah. In all, how many persons would you have transported?
During it started from the 2nd of May and it ends around the first week of July. Around that point of time, we have traveled around 25 lakhs of migrant laborers. It doesn't include the transportation of the students. They came from the quota, around 1,500 students. Around 13,000 students that came from quota also. We provide that transportation also.
And these were a free service or they were charged for this?
These were entirely free service. Each and entire cost is borne by the department, government.
Achha. Okay, thank you.